Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for joining our AI test webinar. Today, we are meeting virtually again with a new webinar topic, or actually this session, today's session is a follow-up or part two, since during the Architecting from Edge to Enterprise webinar, we had a good focus on the AVEVA Insight topic. So today, we'll continue to deep dive with more about this product and solution. For the people who are joining us or joining our webinar series for the first time, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nader Al-Hamad, and I'm handling the channels and marketing in ATS. And today, I'm glad to have with me my colleague Tamim Kime, who will be our presenter. He will lead us for the coming 40 minutes to show us a live demo on the AVEVA Insight software, its capabilities, and more. So please feel free to type any questions you will have during the session in the question box, and definitely we will answer it by the end. Now I just wish you an informative session, and I leave you in safe hands with my colleague Tamim. Hi, Tamim.
Hi, Nader. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the session today. The session, as Nader mentioned, is a recap for the session that was conducted 2 weeks before on the AVEVA Insight, or from Edge to Enterprise Architecting. So the focus on this session today is to walk you through the AVEVA Insight solution and components, and this is pretty much the agenda that we're going to walk through today. First of all, we'll have again a recap and introduction on the AVEVA Insight. Then we will explain more on the home page, what you will be expecting from the home page when you access the demo website. We will talk more about the contents, the map view, graphics, 3D graphics, the OEE analysis, and so forth. We will talk as well about the different type of graphics that you can get from a chart or from a column chart, from a grid analysis as well. It's a different type of components and contents that you can get with. We'll show you how you can set an alarm, you can set comments, and yeah, at the end, we'll give you a little bit of a kickstart on how you can create your own account and start create your own database and connect your assets into it. So without further ado, let's start with the first explaining what is the AVEVA Insight. The AVEVA Insight is as simple as a cloud solution managed and operated by AVEVA and AVEVA Cloud. And this solution ranked as an industrial, the first easy of use industrial solution that tackles many of the operation parameters with your organization. The AVEVA Insight, or the solution, will give you an ability to access the solution from anywhere and connect to everything, or connect to any IoT edge devices or IoT enabled devices. And of course, it gives you an insight of the performance and KPIs and dashboard and OEE and asset utilization. It gives you ability to compare your assets, plans that are existed remotely in different locations around the globe. Plus gives you more understanding on how you are operating and where you stand from a production standpoint. Then this is all done with the visual content. It also enable you to enable this collaboration between different team members within the organization, which of course make it more easier for other users to collaborate and to add their observation into the AVEVA Cloud. Getting the data inside the AVEVA Insight, starting with an existing local operation that is currently existed at the plant or at the site. Speaking of any type of HMI software, maybe a real-time information management historian solution, could be an MSQL database, so any type of application that is currently running. So this could be an AVEVA application, or it could be non-AVEVA application. So any HMIs gathered from other vendors also can be considered as a data source for the AVEVA Insight. If you want to connect to controllers, let's say local PLCs, DCSs, or different sensors at the site, then we can use our AVEVA OI server that supports over 300 plus different drivers and protocols. On the other hand, if you need to create a logical interaction with a logical app within via the REST and APIs using the common API, and of course, if you have a custom connectivity created using our SDK tools, this also could be an input for the AVEVA Insight. So once you get the data in, this is where the magic happens, where you have a very simple tool to actually create an insight of your data. So what we're going to show you right now is how to access the AVEVA Insight is basically by typing insight.connect.aveva.com. Now, with this landing page, you will have two options. We will go through the first option, which is try the demo now. And this will be the first part of our session today. The second part of our session today is where we need to sign up for a 45 days demo, where you will get your own space of creating your own dashboard, connecting it to your own data source, and so forth. We will talk about this more later on in the session today. So by clicking Try Demo Now, this will give you an access to the public access demo. Now, once you are in the demo, a pop-up message will automatically pop up, welcome you to the public access demo, where it gives you a certain instruction to follow. So you are absolutely have the freedom to go via those instructions. So if you can get started, then it will show you what is the next step to do. Then it will ask you to put some search and content. So I will not go through that because this is pretty much will walk you the entire detailed, I would say, components and the function of the AVEVA Insight. What I will do today is I will walk you quickly through the components of the AVEVA Insight, and this is where I'm going to explain what you should be expecting when you come to the landing page. So to start with, first of all, we have the suggested content here. Suggested content is based on what you have accessed previously or what you have created recently. The dashboard are the created dashboard, and it has been listed or prioritized based on the latest or the last access dashboard. So if I will access the Valley Water Site overview dashboard, it will appear at the top here. So this will be a dynamic, I would say, dashboard access that will show you what was the last accessed or recent visited dashboard. Now, the search content here, it will also show you the suggested content, the recently added content, and of course, the entire database tag, the tag database of your content as well. You could type any name, and this will give you the cross-referencing of the entire, let's say, database that you have within your database. The content here, you can see what are the content created, what are the dashboards. So you can pretty much, you can see that this is the name of the dashboard, and this is the content related to the dashboard, and so forth. So this is again the Valley Water Site dashboard, and those are the content related to this dashboard. So this is as a quick access if you need to access a particular content. The active alarms, if you have any active alarms, and of course, if you click here, you will be accessed the quick panel of what are the accessed alarms or what are the active right now alarms, or you can go to the actual configuration of the alarms by clicking show all alerts. The question mark here gives you an access to the quick help documents, or if you want to see many of the created how-to videos in our YouTube channel. And this is where it will give you an access to those many how-to guided video that will illustrate a very simple steps on how to do things. Product news is on the latest update on the added features and functionality within the AVEVA Insight. So yes, there were many updates on the AVEVA Insight from a functionality, from a features aspects, and all of that will be displayed here within the product news. The access information or the account information can be accessed from this area where you can see. If you click this, you will get the My Profile. If you have configured multiple solutions, if you need to sign out from the application, this is what you can do. So the last thing that I want to highlight here is what are the components that are part of your solution. So you have the home page, which is pretty much where we are now, right now, the alert page, the asset page, the alarm page, the managed content, the equipment efficiency, and the OE analysis. So those pretty much are created based on how you want to structure your solution. So we've already structured the solution, and we'll walk you through a couple of, let's say, dashboards and contents, and you see how we can navigate and drill down between each and every component. So we have access now the dashboard related to the Valley Water site overview. Now this dashboard, it's pretty much auto-created for you, and I will show you later on during the session how you can create this dashboard. You can see a map information has been displayed, some inlet and outlet flow, some status information related to that site, some graphical presentation, some quality information, the POD and the COD, ppm per unit. So those are the information that are attached to this site. So for instance, the drill down capability I was referring to is that I need to access the map, and from the map I need to get more insights on my asset and where it's actually geolocated. And for instance, if I need to access this site and I need to navigate to this graph, this is where the you see the link that is being auto-created dynamically between each and every component. Now, if I have this pre-well pH information, I need to add a comments. This is where dynamically I can interact with the graph, zoom in and zoom out. This is pretty much as you are working in a touch iPad or a touch tablet, where you can zoom in with your fingertips and zoom out and so forth. Here you have a quick access to time frame, where you can pretty much select the time frame that you want to display over here. And those are the keywords, and I will discuss the keywords in a bit here attached to this graph. If I need to add an alert, a very access or very quick alert adding on the graph, so I can select the alert and move on the cursor to wherever I need to add the alert with, and then set up or configure my alert. This is how easy it is to configure the alert is. If I need to change some of the settings of that graphic, maybe I need to change the type of display, whether I have to have it single or multiple axis or stacked axis and so forth. Now, let's assume that I need to see this clear well pH tag in a different graphical view. Here I have an access to different contents where we call them galleries. Now, currently we are displaying this as a line chart. And if I need to change it to a column chart, for example, this is what I will get. If I need to change it to a map view, this is what I will get, and so forth. So each and every tag has been dynamically attached to an automated created content. And it's up to you whether to keep that content or to save it or just leave it as an auto-created in the background. You can see here the detail of each configured tag. Now, pretty much those information are configurable. So those are the information that you will input as those are the information that you will assign to the tag as soon as you input or decide that those tags are the source, or you input those tags into the database. And definitely you can change those information, and also we'll show you at a later session how you can do that. If you need to edit a certain content, you can select what tags to be removed permanently, I would say. But if you want to have a very quick access to to enable and disable tag on the graph, this is where you will do a very easy and quick selection to enable and disable the information display of each and every tag within a selected content. Okay, so if you can see here the keywords, each created content is mapped to a keyword, and those keywords will help to identify what are the common keywords or the common contents within the entire solution that has a common keyword. And all those common keywords, all the contents within the common keywords are grouped together and will form a dashboard. What you have to do is to go to those keywords and then decide, is this the right dashboard that I'm expecting? So what the AVEVA Insight will do is that we'll create the dashboard for you, and we'll make it ready for you whether to agree on keeping or saving that dashboard for the rest of the team member, or maybe you need to edit that dashboard or to add any further information to that dashboard. Okay, so we'll go back to the home page by clicking here, AVEVA Insight. Now, the other part within the dashboard, I see again, when you come back to the main page, you will be displayed with this message. The Newsfeed. The Newsfeed is pretty much an automated machine learning algorithm that has been made for you, which will help you to highlight which highlight to you the unusual pattern for your data. So you absolutely have no control on this. This is something that's embedded within the AVEVA Insight. It does although the highlight of unusual data automatically, and it will display it to you here. Now, this is the newsfeed, called the newsfeed. There is a different type of machine learning algorithm where you have a control with, and I will highlight this in a second. Talking about the newsfeed here, is that this is the type of information that you should expect, and you are absolutely free to to mention if this information were useful. If not, you will add your comments, and this will help the machine learning algorithm to take more of an input from you on the feedback of the newsfeed that is provided by them. Okay, so this is where we access the dashboard and the contents. Now we need to access the assets. So if I will look to the asset list, now pretty much the asset is being formed out based on keywords, based on tags assigned to each and every asset. What we will access today is what I will show you, the pelletizer. Yes, the pelletizer asset. Within the palletizer asset, the dashboard created for the palletizer asset, it's an automated dashboard. So again, it is attached to the keyword. So if a content is created and you have selected an asset called, you have selected the keyword called palletizer, then all those assets, and you identify as well that palletizer is an asset, then all those graphics will be automatically created for this asset. So what you should be, what information you will get when you select a certain asset. First of all, you will get the area, where this asset belongs, what is the area for this asset, what is the information of this asset, location, maybe coordinates, maybe the time zone for this asset, the status dashboard, availability, downtime, count, the MTF, the MTTR. So we will see those. By the way, those dashboard, those information are pretty much drill down information. So you can click at any of those provided information, and you can, and you will be mapped or navigated to the actual graphic related for those information. So let's go back to the palletizer. So the palletizer, yes, and the newsfeed, of course, as we said, that the newsfeed is a machine learning algorithm that makes highlights for you the unusual data pattern of your asset. Now within the asset, to show you as well, also present the OEE, the overall OEE analysis for the last 24 hours, and this is pretty much something that you can control and modify. With this, you have a list of action that you can take over the asset. So the first action is to create a journal entry. So if you have observe something locally within the asset, maybe you need to add it as a journal, and this is pretty much as a text. You can input that text, and then you will input your notes here and hit save. Once you hit save, the journal will be updated over here, and the guided analytics module as well as an action that can be added. So if you recall, I just highlighted the newsfeed, which is pretty much an automated machine learning. The guided analytics, it's pretty much a guided machine learning that will take your input as an operator or administrator to look deeper into the data and to look specifically on some area within your data pattern and to find the abnormalities there. So the configuration of the guided analytics is as simple as it's look. So you have to select the tags associated with this. You add those tags, you hit next, then you select the time frame, where the machine learning engine should look. Hit next, then you will select. Pretty much this is pretty much a conditional thing, but you can indicate that when is this asset considered or where not to look. Let's say, if I want to put it in this way, where not to look, where the downtime count equals, for example, to 3 times. So this is to avoid the guided analysis to look, let's say, broader. So you are selecting a specific area for it to look into. And this is where you select or decide what is the operational mood for that tag as an indicator. So once you click next, and this is pretty much an option to configure, this is a summary of what the guide for the machine learning into the what is the guide of the machine learning engine to look into your pattern. So once you click save, then that guided analytics will show the result and will show you that the guided analytics, the created guided analytics let's say module here, and it will start to take those specification and the data, the raw data, and accumulate them and process them, and train the engine of the machine learning to come up with the abnormalities that has been founded based on your selected criteria. Okay, this is pretty much what I need to specify on the assets. We'll move on to the equipment efficiency and the OE analysis. So if I will cover the equipment efficiency, we'll go to the process lines. So those are the number of lines that I have configured so far. Those are the visual present or visual look of the existing line. So my line consists of a filler, capper, case packer, and palletizer. And of course, you can change the size of the display, and this is pretty much a status. So there's no much of a control that can be added into this portal. It's pretty much only a monitoring. You can drill down to each and every machine, whether from here, from selecting the asset from here, or you can select it from here too. What are the information exposed? What are the information attached to this line? Of course, you can have those information by drilling down to each and every equipment, by selecting the equipment, click detail, and you are on the capper, you can see the utilization events, and you can see the OE data properties attached to this equipment. Of course, the top downtime reasons, the time summary for this capper. If you would navigate to the OE data, where you can see the crew name is the crew name, the values and the properties for the OE data that has been let's say attached to this capper. And relatively with each and every but as you can see, I'm still on this section. So when I will move or navigate to a different equipment, the same selection will appear on this side as an OEE data property. Production events as well added for the case packer, where you can see the number of produced goods, the number of wastages. Now all of those information has been pushed out or synced with the actual plants and with actual manufacturing. And this is pretty much each and every equipment, each and every graph here is accessible and can be edited depending on an actual update from the actual production time or from the actual operating team. Okay, so moving to the OE section, which is the last point of what we will cover today as the demo. So the OE section here is basically on the right, on the left-hand side, you can see the locations mapped to this. The OE that's mapped to actually 10 locations. Each location consisted of number of equipments. So I can look at the OE analysis or the utilization analysis based on the selected area. So as you can see here, the selected area is Austin, and where there's machines involved inside Austin, which is the capper 1, line 1, case packer 1, the palletizer, and the filler. And the graphic that are associated with the utilization analysis, such as the availability, the total downtime occurrence, the MTPR, the MTPF, the mean time to between failure. And if I will go to the other section for the OE analysis, where it shall show you the availability, the performance, and of course the quality of this selected equipment. Clicking here will make you easy move to what location and assets that I need to also include in my selection here. And this is, as you can see, it's as simple as clicks. There's absolutely no scripting involved in putting all those graphic dynamically to a play here today. Of course, you can interact more with each and every let's say graph, where you can go to a drill down detailed grid information for each and every graph here, components. Of course, you can get the summary detail, and you can get also entirely grid, let's say, grid detail about those raw data, what is consisted of, if you can see. Okay, so at any point of time, if you need to download this information, of course, you can export those information and CSV Excel file format, where you can do maybe create your own reporting on an Excel sheet, or maybe use a different format depending on the organization policy form. Okay, so far we have covered every let's say components within the AVEVA Insight. What's next to do is we will move swiftly into showing you how you can kickstart with the AVEVA Insight and create your own dashboard and create your own database. So pretty much on the same landing page, what you need to do is to as you recall that we've selected the first item here, which is try the demo now, but the second action or the second section here, we will go through the sign up for trial. Once you click sign up for trial, you will be presented with the registration form where you need to enter your email address, select choose your password, then put your first name and last name. And once you hit sign up, you will receive an automated email from the system. And this is just to confirm the access of confirm the email that you have assigned within the solution. And then once you click confirm, you will be directed to the actual page of the AVEVA Insight, where you will be seeing that you have a free trial that will be expired in 45 days. And of course, you will be exposed to a different set of menus and options as well, because you will be the admin for your solution. And of course, those information also will be available for you to access with a blog information on the solution, or to access the YouTube channel. So what we will do now is we'll pretty much do the same. Now from my end, we are now in the local demo application. We will sign out from the local demo application, and we'll sign in on the created solution under my name. And I will hit the sign in button. In my case, I'll hit the sign in button because I've already created the account. That's my username. Okay. So when you first log into the solution, you will be asked to name the solution that you want to have your tag database created on. So since this solution was created yesterday, so I was provided, or assured with the 45 days demo, counting yesterday as the first day. This is where pretty much similar to what we have, what I have explained so far on the AVEVA Insight. Now the differences is that you will be gaining an access to the administration portal, and you will have the Insight solution selection. Now our solution name is the ITS demo, as you've seen that we have logged in at the beginning. Now if I will go to the administration portal, where I will be exposed to a different set of items. So how to manage the user, it's pretty much similar to the administration let's say menu or console. How to manage the user, if you want to add other users or emails into the account to access the same dashboard. If you want to create data sources as a database, we'll show you how we can do that in a second. What are the tag-based dictionary that we have assigned so far, we have configured so far on the AVEVA Insight. If you have created any web services integration and API services integration, this is pretty much where you can see all those integrations made. This is also will show you how many equipments that you have configured, how many action alerts and custom actions that you have configured, and what are the number of solutions that you have created, what are the number of tags that has been used so far, how many user can access it. So this is pretty much an information and insight on many things on the solution that you're actually running or admin or managing, where it gives you sort of a broad view or broad information about those. So I will run quickly to create a database, and I will show you how easy actually you can kickstart with this. And this is pretty much from the building configuration. So what I will do, I will go to the database. I'll click add. I will select that the database name. I will say demo 2. Okay, and I'm actually free to select this, select the location right now, or I can leave it be. I can modify it at any point of time. So this is the demo 2. Once I click OK, so it will automatically create the database. Once the database is created, you will be able to upload any information to the database. So for your end, you can see a sample data here presented here. Download the sample data file. Okay, so the metadata file is consisted of the configuration, and the JSON data in events, those are consisted of the actual data. So it's sort of a simulated samples of the tags that can be created within your database. Now, in my case, I did actually download those data files, and I will upload them again, just to show you how we can easy trace and track your tag database. So drag and drop the metadata file. It shows you here that you have uploaded successfully the file, and the file has been entered successfully into the database. Now, how would I check that? What I would go is to the demo 2, and I will go to the history, view history, and then I will be able to see the information or the database or the file that has been uploaded with the time, when it was uploaded, which is a few seconds from now, and what is the status, is success. If I need to upload more data, I will click upload here, and then I will select the files or the same sample files that I've used recently. Just drag them into the web page and close. You refresh the page. Yes, you can see that those 2 files have been uploaded, one for the events and one for the data, and it has been successfully published. So if there's an error, basically it will indicate what error that you have, so you can tackle it. So if I will go back to the database that I have, go back, and I will go back to the main page by clicking the AVEVA Insight, if you remember. Then we'll go and search for those data. So I pretty much know what are the data that is being created. So it's the line 3 product, the line 3 units, reactor. So those are the data that has been added. So I can pretty much select any tag. So let's go and select the reactor level 3. So I haven't created any content yet. Okay, for this new database that I've just created. So what I need to do is I've selected my tags. I will select how do I need my tags, or how do I need my content to look like. And if I need to change the presentation to a multi-axis, for instance, if I need to add a comments, basically if I need to save that content, what I will do is I will hit the share button here, and I will click save. Example, content 1. I will add a keyword example, and I need everyone to see this. And would I enable a public share link? So whoever will be seeing this graphic, it's not necessarily to have an access to the AVEVA Insight as a user. So this is a public shared link. Once I click save and hit save, so this is the graphic that, or this is the content that I created that you can see here, example content 1. So let's go back to the main page and I will create another content. And I will select to use products. Okay. And I will keep this, I will select this content as a status dashboard. Okay. What I will do is I will save this content, example content 2, and the keyword, I will use the same keyword. Okay, so as you can see, when I started to type the keyword, so it gives me what was the last keyword or what is the available keyword similar to what I'm typing here. So I'm selecting the same keyword. I need everyone to see it, then I will hit save. Okay, so now I've saved 2 contents, example 1, content 1, example content 2. I'll go back to the main page. And what I will do is I will search I will look for the available keywords in my database. So I have 2 keywords. I have one called status and one called example, which we have just created right now. I'll click the example. As you can see, the dashboard has already been created. Now, I need to do some edit on this dashboard. Just the size of it. Once I'm okay with it, I will save. Then this is the dashboard that has been not named yet, but the system has suggested the dashboard name based on the keyword name. So example dashboard. I need everyone to access that. Okay. So this is as simple as creating a dashboard. As you can see, I did not even write a single script over to even import my data or creating any dashboard and so forth. Of course, if you need to create an asset, if I need to create a graphic for my asset, this is something that can be done. So I will again go to I'll go to the reactor dashboard. And I will select that content, and I need to add a graphic. So I can create a graphic, which will direct me to the graphic related page, which is the same as the cloud solution within the AVEVA Insight. And this is where I will be presented with a set of tools to create the graphics. So this is how easy, I mean, and you can create a graphic, by the way, by drag and drop, maybe selecting an image from the graphic, maybe selecting a 3D image of the graphic. This is how easy as creating a content without even having necessarily to have a local application within your premise. So with this, it's pretty much what I need to show you today. Of course, you're free to create that account, and I really urge you to go and start to work with the AVEVA Insight. This is really as simple as it's look. There is many modules that will be added to the AVEVA Insight, and with this I will be ending my slide today. So basically, the AVEVA Insight will be as the AVEVA Insight will be as a second level of the operation, and of course our operation here are involved. So we are not here to replace any existing local application or local operation that's already ongoing or on processing with the local sites. What we are adding here, we're adding a public or a cloud solution that will leverage the local application, okay, to evolve our operation and create that collaboration between different sites, different remote sites, different operational or organization entities, and even organizational departments. Today we've covered pretty much the online, called the online historian, that leverage analytics data, leverage some guided analytics tools that leverage the OEEs and the performance and some operational and quality parameters. There's many modules that can be added to the AVEVA Insight, speaking of the asset performance management, asset management, condition management, even managing or developing your application on the cloud. This is something that yet are modules available within the AVEVA Insight that can be added to the main solution, which of course will enable your architecture to be in hybrid. So we are not replacing the existing one. We are leveraging the existing local operation into an enterprise operation, and enabling the collaboration between different organization entities that are located in a very far geographical location, and of course this can be done at a fingertip. So to enable that, you just need to either use our publisher or to add the IoT gateway, where it can publish the set of data that is really necessary to leverage this level of operation to an enterprise level, and to create that collaboration among different teams and different sets. You can publish different type of data. So it can be a raw data, it can be an event, it can be alarm data. So the same alarm rationalization can be done over the AVEVA site. And it's as simple as it shows, as I showed you just a minute ago. So I managed to create two dashboards, or one dashboard, and of course due to the time I could not create the graphic, but you can do that without writing a single script, without even having a local application on your PC or on your premise. So with that, thank you very much for being a good listener. So this is all what I have to mention today, and I will remain here for any question from your end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tamim. Thanks so much. It was really an extensive demo. I hope the audience found it interesting, and I hope we could offer some comprehensive content during today's session. Now, let's just give a few minutes to hear from our audience. Actually, we took a little bit time more than expected, but ladies and gentlemen, feel free to type your questions in the question box. And in the meanwhile, I just wanted to remind everyone that you can find all our webinar recordings on our YouTube channels. For that, we'll just leave the links of our social media platforms on the chat area. You can just follow us on, or subscribe to our YouTube channels to remain tuned with all our webinar recordings. So back to the questions. Tamim, let me choose the first question. Someone is asking, what's the difference between AVEVA Insight and AVEVA Insight and Historian Insight technically?
Okay, so within the AVEVA Insight, this is a cloud-based solution. So the Historian Insight is an on-premise solution. So the difference is we could leverage the connection on an online historian from a local historian. And we can export, let's say, or publish the data to the online historian, which is the AVEVA Insight. Now, the main difference between the AVEVA Insight and the Web Insight, or the Web Access Historian Insight, there is a certain functionality are not really available within the Historian Insight, which is the Web Access locally, such as the OEE, the performance indicator, the equipment utilization. There is the predictive analytics, the guided analytics, the Newsfeed are not really available within the local application. This is strictly available only on the AVEVA Insight. As far as the AVEVA the normal historian or historian Insight. This is only limited to the KPIs and dashboard. Yes, that's it.
Okay, Tamim. Second one, if we have a historian, I think it's more a sales question. If we have a historian Insight license, does it work for AVEVA Insight? It's the same person's, I think, this question.
No. This is totally different. So the license here with the AVEVA Insight is based on a subscription. The historian Insight, it can be a perpetual license, and it's a local. So this will not work with the AVEVA Insight, and vice versa as well.
Okay. Can we create our own dashboards and report, or it's pre-configured?
No, this is something that you can create from scratch, and I just walked you through the a very simple ways of creating the dashboard. Of course, the dashboard that you will create, you can decide whether you are the only one who will be seeing this dashboard, or you can share it with the rest of the team. But of course, you can have that configured with the access level management.
Okay, someone was asking as well if we can explain a little bit about the licensing model of AVEVA Insight.
Yeah, the license actually that was explained previously on the last session, previous session. But anyway, I would be happy to repeat that.
Yeah, briefly if we can, I mean, so we can take some more questions. Yeah.
Yes. So the license is based on the number of IOs. So we have the 1,000, 10,000, and 25,000. And for each of the plan, you can add as much as user as you can add. So the 1,000 you can add 2, 3, 4. So we license per number of IOs and number of users, and this will be based on a subscription.
Okay. What's the limitation of numbers of tags?
There's no limitation. The plan that we have put today is the 1,000, 10,000, 25,000, and we have the unlimited. So if you want to go for 100,000, please contact us, and we will discuss it deeply on that. One thing just I forgot to mention, the time frame of having your historian data available on the cloud. There is 2 plans. There is the 1 year, where you need to keep your data on the cloud for 1 year, and there is the 5 years. So for any selected plan, whether 1,000, 10,000, or 25,000, you can select whether to keep it for 1 year or for 5 years. So this is also something to be decided by your end.
Okay, let me see the other questions. We are receiving many. Please, in case if someone have more questions, you can just send it to us on our, for example, info@aitsmina.com. I can see many questions regarding the configuration, how to configure the tags, and how the data is being pushed. What's the rate of pushing data from let's say the shop floor or the SCADA to the Insight. I believe, Tamim, many of these questions can be answered later in our upcoming webinar. We will have a dedicated webinar specifically for the pushing the data, or the data, how it's being configured and pushed to the cloud. Either if we're talking about the direct solution or the second one, for all options. If there is anything, Tamim, you want to just highlight it here for this point.
Yeah. Again, the AVEVA Insight is meant to leverage the existing local application that you have on the ground. So for some, they want to have a 1-second update as a real-time information on the AVEVA Insight, which is possible. For others, maybe they need to have every 5 seconds or every 1 minute. So this is all possible. So within the AVEVA Insight, we support a 1-second update, and you don't actually have to refresh the page every time. There's a back-end engine that refreshes the pages and refreshes the, let's say, the graph each and every time. For the remaining questions, I would say try to attend to those questions maybe later on with the conversation. But there will be a following session. I would say I would not call it really a deep technical session, but it is as simple as, you know, to walk you through a deep configuration within the AVEVA Insight. And believe me, I mean, you don't have to be really very expert on IT level in order to work with it. It's just only a matter of knowing your process and knowing what information you want to. So the AVEVA Insight will give you this a very simple hands-on tool to create those dashboards. And this is where I would say we'll cover that in the later sessions later on.
Yes, and that's including, yeah, that's including the questions regarding connecting the tags to Insight that I'm receiving now. Last question time, if possible, regarding the security. Someone is asking, what about the security of the data of my factory? What's the protection your system consider against cybersecurity attack?
Okay. So just to highlight, maybe I missed to mention this point, but this is only a monitoring tool. It's not a control, so we don't impose any control mechanism from the solution. So we are only monitoring. As for the security for the cloud solution, what I would suggest you to visit AVEVA Trust. There's AVEVA Trust Center. Okay, so AVEVA Trust Center that will walk you through all the necessary information related to security. So the system status, the security, how actually we manage the security for this imposed data, and what are the legal agreements that we have signed in order to make sure that this is really a comprehensive solution offered by AVEVA. So even when we go with the status, those are when we're doing maintenance, what are the scheduled and pre-scheduled maintenance for the solution. So those are pretty much information exposed to the public, so you can access it via aveva.com/legal/trust. Yeah.
Wonderful, Tamim, wonderful. Thank you so much. Just for all the audience, sorry if we couldn't answer all your questions, but please, as we have mentioned, we will try to answer by emails. And in case if you still have more questions, you didn't have the time to type it, you can send it to our info email, info@aitsmena.com, and we'll reply as soon as possible. Tamim, thank you so much for your time today and for this wonderful webinar. And I want to thank everyone for their time, their participation, and we will see them soon, definitely with a new webinar.
Thank you, Nader. Thank you for your effort and the marketing team effort to put this session on play. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day, everyone, and see you soon. Bye-bye.